Hey guys, it's Moose, and welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2017. Here we are on Pine Cove Farm. We're picking up basically right where we left off in our last video, where we planted corn over in field number 5. I finished that up, washed off the implement and the tractor, and basically that's where we're at. So time to move forward. We have to kill a little bit of time before we go get the weeder and finish up our fertilization over there. So while we got a little time, I figured we could work on getting some silage ready for the dairy barn, because we are going to need some silage really soon. We're also going to need some fuel because this thing is getting low, so we'll grab a little bit. Now I do have another trailer load of compost ready to go, but I'm not going to roll over there and pick that up just yet. It was just one trailer load, and I need to let the BGA spool out some of the stuff that we've already put in there, so that's got to catch up. So today we're just going to mow grass, and we'll windrow it, and then we'll collect it up with the forage wagon, dump it off in the silage bunker or the silage clamp, and get the fermenting process started so that we can move towards getting some dairy going on the farm. So yeah, so we're going to use the mowers today with the Fendt. And I'm going to rig it up a little bit differently than we did the last time. I'm a traditionalist kind of dude. And so I'm used to putting a front mower on and the bat wing on the back. But since they did model it so you could combine both units together, and people have been asking me to do it that way, today we are going to do it that way. So, but I'm going to do it properly, unlike some other videos I've seen, which make me laugh. I saw a dude the other day, and we'll go ahead and set this right here. Pop that out. I saw a dude the other day do this on a video, and he did it so wrong. I just laughed. I'm just going to drive in here with the front, grab it, back route. You know, these things are directional. Yeah, you got to have them go in the right direction. And dude had the cutting disc on this facing the wrong direction, and I was just kind of like, that ain't gonna work. Of course it did in the game, but it wouldn't in real life. All right, so if we spin around here so we can see what we're doing, we'll back up to this guy and connect, and then we'll back up to this guy and we'll connect to it. There we go. All right, and then we'll go pick our weight back up, and we'll be ready to go. Excellent. All right, to the field we go. Yeah, so if you look at the side of this, you got your cutting disc on the front. The back is your conditioners that crack it up and break up the grass and everything so that it dries out faster. And if you were to hook it up, like when I normally hook it up, I hook up to the side where the discs are facing the tractor. And I've seen some people who will actually hook it up like that, and then they'll go off to cut grass with it. And yeah, shouldn't work that way. Apparently, either dude was using a modded version, or Giants kind of dropped the ball on that one. Because I was like, wait, he's got the disc facing the tractor, not facing the grass. That shouldn't work. All right, so we'll lower these guys down. And we'll go ahead and switch over to this and unfold it. Booyah. All that's good. Let's come here. Yep, that gets everybody lowered. That gets everybody started. Lowered down. And we're mowing some grass. Oh, I can't see the edge over there because of that monitor. Oh well. Drone cam. Oh, wait a minute. The center mower's not started. Silly machine. All right. Here we go. Now we're cutting. So what is the advantage to doing it this way? I don't know. I really can't think of the advantage to do this thing. And to be honest with you, I've never seen it done like this in real life. I've always seen it with the front mower on the front and the rear wing on the back. And I've never really seen it this type of setup. So I can't tell you what the advantage to doing it this way is, other than maybe it's just maneuverability. Maybe that's it. All right, so we are going to mow absolutely everything that we can mow today in order to fill up our silage clamp. So we will mow the skirts. Anything we can cut, we're gonna mow. Try to get as much grass as we can get into the bunker. So that'll mean a lot of going around in circles in places that I don't normally go, but yeah. And we'll figure out a path that works best for us for cutting like this. I think if I come up through here, this should probably be the last bit I do, but if I came up through here and then go all the way around this field and all that other stuff, we would be able to get a decent cut on. Yeah, the only reason I would think you would want to do it this way is just maneuverability. And it would be more like using a windrower to cut. Yeah, no, I don't own this field. But the grass is free range. So I'm not cutting anything but over on the left, so I probably should have been over a little bit more. I thought it would have given me the grass as well. Well, here it's giving me a little bit of grass there. So we'll come out a little bit wider here and see how much of this it'll let us cut. It's going to let us cut most of this grass. That's good. Anyways, how you guys doing? Hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smack that like button for me. Feel free to share the videos with your friends, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I do try to do new videos each and every day. There it is. That's that mandatory YouTube plug, right? And if this video gets 50,000 likes in the next hour, I'm gonna switch over to Xbox One. And I'll do a farm sim video on Xbox One. Y'all notice I picked a number that was really unobtainable. I'm afraid if I picked a number like that y'all could actually do and pull off, y'all do it just to spite me. Oh, let me call 20,000 people up and get them to like that video so he has to go buy an Xbox One. I could see that one. If I had said like 1,000 people, if this video gets 1,000 likes, I'll be all over it. It'd be all in the forums. Make Moose buy a Xbox One. I need to say it more like, if this video gets 1,000 likes before I post it, I'll go get an Xbox One. These trees feel ripe for taking out. You can't deforest though the world though. That's the one thing. I don't want to cut every tree down on this game. I just want to cut down the trees that are in the way of good pasture land. So that's what we did the other day. You cut down too many trees and then you have soil erosion and problems with wind damage. So we don't want to get too happy with the chainsaw. Don't want to get too crazy with it. My dog barking in the background. All right. Roll up here just a little bit. We'll cut this fence line here. And then we'll work on the pasture and all that good stuff. Oops. Got a little close to it. We'll have to take that out with a sledgehammer. Anyways, all right. There we go. And off we go to the races again. It looks like if I put the boundary between cut and uncut, if I bring that right over the rear tail light there, it works out pretty good. All right, sorry about that. I went into a big coughing fit right there. I don't know what happened and caused that. Huge tickle in my throat. Anyways, thanks for all the comments on the latest videos. I know some of you guys were saying y'all have a little bit of frame stutter as well. I think my issue was with my NVIDIA driver. I had just updated my NVIDIA driver at the beginning of this week because, well, there was a new, you know, there's always a new NVIDIA driver out, but there was a new one out that I thought, well, I'm just going to go grab it. And when I did, I started having some issues with a lot of different things after that. There was an issue with my recording software. There was a recording issue with a couple of different video games stuttering. It was in Farm Sim, and it also reared its ugly head in ATS and a couple other games as well. So once I started having stuttering in a second game, I was like, okay, it's got to be the driver. So I uninstalled the driver, and as soon as I did, everything started working again. Man, I got a cough again. Hang on one second, guys. Get a little swig of something there. And gonna wet my whistle a little bit. Maybe that'll help out. Now, I know a lot of people will say, you know, you could pull a windrower right behind this thing as you mow grass. I don't think I would. If I like my tractor, I definitely wouldn't do it. If you look at the amount of horsepower that's needed to run these mowers, especially if you're going really, you know, if you're going through good wet grass or good thick grass that you're cutting, the amount of horsepower that you need, the amount of RPMs that you need to carry in order to do that is rather high. And then you've got to have the horsepower, then you've got to have, you know, the RPMs to turn that windrower as well. And I think you'd risk tearing your tractor up. I wouldn't do it. I've had people tell me before, well, you know, if you get that mower and you do this, you can get everything done much quicker, much faster. Yeah, but, you know, sometimes doing things quick and fast isn't always the solution. So for those of you who are already cracking your knuckles and limbering your fingers up to go, you know, you should have done this. I'm going to do it this way. Trust me. I probably think about everything you think about. It's just I don't always do it. And it's just because I wouldn't do it in real life. I wouldn't put that kind of stress on the transfer case of my tractor. There's already enough consumption going on here. And if you've ever cut good, thick grass with any sort of either disc mower, flail mower, bush hog, anything else like that, and you run that tractor up to full RPM or whatever the designated RPM, let's say it calls to run at 1200 RPM or whatever it's dialed in for. You run it up to that and you start throwing that thing into that grass, it bogs everything down, makes that motor scream, and oh yeah, that governor opens up on that motor. It's yeah, just cause you think you can do it doesn't always mean in real life it would work. So that's the reason I don't do it. And I've also done a little research. I've also looked around to see if, like, I've gone to Pottinger's website and looked at their stuff when they do, like, you know, farm days and stuff. I don't see any of their videos doing anything else like that either. The funny thing is, on Pottinger's website, you don't really see very many of their videos at all with them in this sort of configuration either. Most of their stuff where they do farm days and stuff, they do it in a more traditional configuration, where you have the mower on the front and the bat wing on the back. So, I don't know. It's a cool thing. It really is cool that they did it this way for the game. Seeing as you had the Fendt tractors now and the Valtras and the ability to do rear steering, and it does make it, again, it makes, you know, maneuverability much nicer doing it this way. You can turn on a dime basically and come back up that windrow, but well, not really on a dime. It's more like turning on a tractor tire, but it is nice. It's a nice feature, but you can't go overboard with it, I think, in hooking up multiple implements at one time. So yeah, I'm going to resist the urge to do that one. But thank you for the suggestions when, you know. I know somebody sent me a suggestion the other day that I ought to go buy sheep. I've been thinking about it. I'm not a sheep fan. I don't know why. I've never enjoyed doing sheep in this game. And I think it's because it's just boring. I mean, it's almost as bad as the windmill as far as taking care of them. Yeah, I mean, now at least they eat sloppy and you have to keep everything clean around them. But, you know, there needs to be sheep shearing in the game. You know what I'm saying? You need to have to actually go shear the sheep to get the wool. It doesn't need to just come out on a nice handy pallet. You need to milk the cows. You know? Twice a day, milk your cows, and then feed them. That's the way everybody else does it. Why don't we do it like that in the game? These are the things that I want and demand. So you ought to have a little four-wheeler or a 5-gallon bucket you bang on or whatever you use to get your cattle to come in, to get the ladies to come out of the field, to come to the milkings. Most of them, after you do it like a few times, this is what I've been told by dairy farmers, because I'm not a dairy farmer, but those who are in the know, most of them say that once you get them conditioned to the whole milking process, it's so simple that you just basically go open the door and they know it's time to come in. You get that one or two little stragglers that want to misbehave, but for the most part, it's a conditioned response, sort of like Pavlov's dog, you know. I don't think we had to go all the way up there with this. It gets a little narrow up in there. Yeah, but once you get them to the point where they're used to coming in to eat, because they know that when that door opens up, they're going to go in there and they're going to get touched inappropriately, but afterwards they're going to get to eat. And they're pretty much used to that. So yeah, but that'd be cool if you had to do that in the game in order to get your milk. That you either hire somebody to do the process, or you have to be there when the process is going down in order to get your dairy. And then I think you ought to have to haul the milk off as well. I like the mods that require you to haul the milk. Personally, I will probably end up hauling milk on this particular map. I got to look into a few more mods for this map. I'd like to get like some homogenized milk factory or a cheese factory or something like that. Would be nice. Somewhere to take the milk and sell it to where there's another product that comes out of it. Those kind of things I just like. I think it makes the game interesting. All right. We're going to get all this grass mowed. And then we'll grab the windrower, go around, try to get everything all set up into nice clean rows. And then we'll chase it with the forage wagon. Probably not going to get all that done today. But that's the game plan anyways. Y'all have to excuse me. I keep having to mute my microphone because, I don't know, my sinuses are killing me. Alright. Looks like if I do a complete turn here and go back, then I'll be on track to just come right back up through here in one clean pass. All right. I'd love to drive a Fendt in real life and see what the gearing is on these things in reverse, because this seems like, I don't know, I guess my John Deere would do something close to this in reverse. It well, it'd be screaming though. It wouldn't be happy. So I'm going to cut this in down here, and then I'm going to run up in between 3 and I guess that's 1, or I forget what number that one is. Whatever this other big field is, I'm going to run up between the two of those, cut that apron there, and then we'll be, should be pretty good at that point. Alright. So we'll get all this grass mowed. Or mown. And we'll take the next step towards it. We'll get it windrowed. That'll probably be what we get done today. And then our next episode we'll worry about rolling around here with a forage harvester or forage wagon. I don't want to get y'all's hopes up. We'll run around with a forage wagon and collect all the grass up, as well as we'll use the silage shield to do a little leveling. I don't know if I'm going to do it myself or use courseplay for that. I could use courseplay to do all the leveling. It would certainly go faster if I did it that way. We'll go over here and do one more trip down. through here, try to get as close to these trees as we can. Just looking at the, well, yeah, we'll just go up through here. Just looking at the way this is, it looks like the outside edge, as long as you keep the tree or whatever just outside of your mud guard there on the fender, you shouldn't hit anything with the mower. Let's see if I line up so that the trunk of the tree just comes around that. It looks like I just clear it. So yeah, that'll give me a reference for the next time I do this on how to drive this in first person and not run over the trees. Because I do like doing the first person aspect. But if you're going to simulate it, you might as well simulate it. This should give us a pretty good swath of grass to collect. It'll at least get us the 10% we need to go ahead and get the bunker running. Oh man, I don't want to cut up that rock. Yeah. Right, so that's good there. Let's raise up. We'll run up to the center here and cut this apron real quick, and then we'll be ready to go to the next stage. But yeah, so but like I said, somebody suggested that I do sheep, and like I said, I'm not real big into sheep, though I may do sheep. I would like to get dairy and pigs set up pretty quick, and I mean, your cost per unit is just about the same on dairy or on a pig as it is on a sheep. And yeah, I think you get a higher return on the pig, especially with the way they reproduce. So I mean, I've done sheep on Goldcrest in multiplayer, and it just didn't seem like we got the return on the sheep that we got on the pigs. The pigs seem to do really well as far as reproduction, and the money on the pigs was really good. The price of wool is about, if you use the automatic sell on this, it's about $1,000. If you sell them off automatically, or if you sell them right there at the sheep, the wool's going for about $1,000. If you sell it at the spinnery, it's going for $2,900, I want to say. So I'll have to relook at the numbers, but again, it's, I don't know, the thing with the sheep, it's just not that much of a challenge. I like having to attend to them on a regular basis, and just scooping up the stuff that they slop out isn't really enough for me. And then again, I guess it's probably about the same maintenance for them as it is for everything else. I don't know, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll have a change of heart. Alright, so we'll cut this up. Yeah, I definitely want to come redo this, replant all this in grass. so that we can fertilize it and get a good high yield off of it. And just maximize our efforts for what we're doing with grass. Yeah, I'm a little bit off. All right, so if that's your full cut there, yeah, the line has to be on top of the tail light. Looks like I got 2 passes here, and then I'll have this cut. I really do want a good windrower in the game. There's a couple of them out there, they're just not that good, especially those John Deere windrowers. They're junk. The first version of it, you can't see out the windshield. It's alright, it cuts and does everything else. The second version of it, for some reason when you try to turn it, the wheels will lock up on it and it won't make a full turn. If you back up, they spin around and lock in a position, won't unlock. I've yet to see a really good one, but that would be awesome to have a good windrower in the game. I would use it every day. Or I would definitely mow grass. If I ever do just an all cattle farm, I definitely have got to have a good windrower to cut with. All right, maybe it's 2 more passes. Guess it narrows up here at the head and then widens out a little bit more down here. Regardless, we're almost done. Well, I know what I gotta do. I gotta get a screenshot here. Got to get our thumbnail shot. So let me do a little bit of this and a little bit of this. Like that. There. Thumbnail taken. All right. Now, if I really wanted to, I could go do that grass up there by 5, but I don't really think y'all want to sit and watch me mow grass the entire episode today. So we'll get this last little bit cut, and then we'll head over to the farm and get our windrower and our merger, I guess is what we're using. And we'll get all this cleaned up, taken over, and we'll throw it into the mixing station. What? Excuse me, not the mixing station. Wow. Mine's off. We're going to the silage clamp. Anyways, hope you guys are enjoying the farm sim videos. I'm actually having fun playing them again, so we'll keep them coming. I know somebody yesterday, I was talking a little bit about numbers and everything else like that, and somebody commented about, well, you know, the reason I started watching your channel is because you did a lot of how-to videos, and maybe you should do more of those. I really don't know of any how-to videos that I haven't already covered. That's the thing. I mean, sure, if I really, and I want to say this, okay, I always, the marketer inside me and the guy who's always strives to do his best and everything else like that, that guy wants to get thousands of views every day on every YouTube video that I do. But at the same time, I just want to have fun, play my games, do videos. If people watch them, they watch them. If they don't, they don't. I'm not going to make how many people watch it my primary interest. And so just I'm not about doing videos just for views. If I was, then I would certainly be coming up with a reason there. I'd be doing tons of mod reviews, and I would be doing all kinds of how-to videos on, you know, I'd break down and do a how-to on every individual thing in the game if all I was interested in was view numbers. I just try to keep the channel interesting and have fun playing the games at the same time. And if there's something that I see that needs a how-to video, so people can understand how to use the equipment and stuff, then I certainly want to do those videos. But just to do a how-to video, like to go back through courseplay and redo all of the courseplay stuff for 2017, just seems, I don't know, it seems like overkill to me, because I mean, the how-to videos from 15 are out there, and it's basically the exact same. So when they finish up and get all the features added into courseplay, then I'll probably go in and do some how-tos on the new features. But just to do a bunch of how-tos on every feature in there for the sake of doing another video that people will watch, probably, I don't know. I feel silly doing that. Like how to record a course in courseplay on, you know, unloading a combine. It's the same as it was in 15, so. All right. Let's hit that. And the rest of that stuff I try to cover when I'm doing it in the videos, or when I'm doing it in my gameplay. And to be honest with you, I haven't seen any good mods yet that I'm really in love with. I haven't seen them. There's nothing out there mod-wise that we hadn't seen a million times in 15. And it's just ported over, or there's just no mods that interest me from the standpoint of they're things that you actually need in the game. I mean, I'm sure I could do the Bugatti Veyron mod review, and probably get some views. But why did I just do that? Come on now. Let's see. Which way do we want to put this out? I want to go... it's Y, right? Alright, that's out the center. And I'm not seeing which direction it's actually telling me it's going out, because for some reason it's not showing me. That one's coming out the left. Okay, that'll work. That'll work for me. But yeah, four-wheeler videos and I don't know, equipment that's just rinse and repeat. The latest red version of the Valtra, or the 24 karat gold version of the Valtra, or whatever. They don't really interest me. And some of the mods also that I see that are just junk, I really don't want to do anything on either. Because I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want them, you know, hating on me. He said he didn't like my mod. He's an a-hole. But we'll just kind of keep playing the game and we'll see how it goes. And I'll stick to the way that I do things. If I see a mod that is awesome and deserves to be showcased, I'll showcase it. Or if I see a mod that I think is really a nice add-on to the game or something that enhances the game, then I'll definitely do a review on it. But just to do mod reviews, I'm not gonna do. Because man, there'd be some nasty videos. Okay, today we've got 5 real turds that we're gonna go over today. I'm gonna give you the reasons why you shouldn't put these in your computer. And if you do, you really ought to just uninstall Farm Sim and, you know, turn in your farmer card. I'd get a few hates on those. I'm just kidding. Then again, I'm thinking about starting a channel called Is This on Xbox One? Where every day I just pick out a mod or a map or something like that and answer the age-old question, is this on Xbox One? Because that is my #1 question I get on every video. Is this map on Xbox One? Can I get that tractor on Xbox One? Is that on Xbox One? Not so much PS4, but Xbox One? Oh yeah. Is this on Xbox One? I think it'd be a great channel. Well, guys and gals, and welcome back to today's edition of Is This on Xbox One? Today we're going to play Sim Airport. And the question is this on Xbox One? No. Join me tomorrow for another edition of Is This on Xbox One? Alright, you know, I could really make money on it. I could be like, hey, welcome to Is This on Xbox One? Today we're going to find out if Sim Airport is available for Xbox One. Right after this commercial. And they make you sit through the commercial and then say, okay, so Sim Airport, it's a engaging sim on how to build an airport, run it, and blah 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 blah, yada 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 yada. Let's look at some of the gameplay footage on it. It's a really neat game. It'll engage you for hours. But the question is this on Xbox One? No. Join me tomorrow when we find another game that's not on Xbox One. I'm vicious. It'd be humorous for me. I get a lot of hate on that one too, probably. All right, so we're getting all this grass piled up here into one pile. All right, let's pull this up. I'll worry about this area later. So I know a lot of you on this merger, a lot of people have said, you know, like I'm going back and forth and putting everything into one pile. A lot of people have brought up the point that if you go over stuff too much in the game, you'll actually lose particles, and that's true, but you have to go over it multiple times in order for that to happen. So as long as you don't go over it like 3-4 times, you're all right. If you go over it, you know, like that, then you're gonna have some issues. I just missed a huge swath. But if you only go over it like once or twice, you're all right. It seems like once you start going over it the 3rd time, that's when you start to see a little bit of degradation in it. So but if you pick up your row and place it right back down one time, You're not going to lose any of it. And if you do, what you lose is just minor. It's when you start doing it multiple times. I almost should be doing this out the center. It's gonna be hard to clean up right there. I don't know that it'll let me pick it up. Should be all right. If it let me cut it, it'll let me pick it up. I just need to stay out of that field. Center discharge is probably a better option, but I want to be able to double everything up here so that I don't have to make as many passes down the road. Oh, that's elevated. Come on, it shouldn't pick it up in the air. Well, that's a flaw. All right. So we'll mix it up. I can only look at the third person for so long. Yeah, looking good. So yeah, today we'll finish this up, or I'll finish this up, and then tomorrow it'll be our video. Basically, it will start where we leave off, and we'll start collecting all this up and getting it into the bunker and smoothing it all out, all that good stuff. Hopefully we get a pretty good collection out of here. We should make pretty good on this. Yeah, that looks pretty good right there. I think as long as I keep the outside edge of the previous row over the top of that headlamp there. Yeah, it looks good. So that's my reference point there. That's the trick. If you want to do first person, you just have to find reference points to look at to make it work. So, you know, find where, get it set up, get everything right, then get into the cab and look and find that reference point, and then you can go off of that each time. And that should be about the same thing over here. Is just keep the outside edge of that. That headlamp. Yeah, we should be putting everything all together into that row. Oops, 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 I'm messing up. I need to go back over. I'm missing some. So, yeah. Alright, so need to be more about there. Or you can cheat and use GPS. That just makes it real easy. Alright. Yeah, this should give us a good amount of grass. Which I'm looking forward to doing a little silage, because I haven't played with the silage shield in a long time. Kinda missing it. It's a fun play toy. That's like my favorite thing they added into the game. The ability to push silage. All right, I'm getting a little far over there. I have to come back and clean up some of my mistakes here in just a little bit. But we should be able to come up through here. What I do is just give this a constant distance from the trees, and then I'll come back and pull right up next to the trees and pull this. It's always a learning process. You'll find your favorite way to do it. Again, GPS would make life easier, but I chose not to use it this time. Anyways, looking at the clock, that's just about it for today. I do appreciate you guys coming out and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Watching grass get cut seems like that could be a little boring. So if you stuck to the end, I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Well, like I said, we'll be back tomorrow with another version where we collect all this stuff up and play Silage Man and get her all done. So if you do me a favor, if you did enjoy today's content, of course, as always, smack the like button, share the video with your friends, and if you hadn't already, subscribe to the channel. If you hadn't heard, I try to do new videos each and every day, and yeah, I'm trying to get the streaming thing set up so that we can get back to streaming. It is just basically I'm waiting on the internet company to do their thing. We had another technician come out today, and they just kind of scratched their head and can't. They're basically telling me that somewhere somebody's got a whole lot of noise that's back filtering into the system, and until they track that down and resolve that problem, I'm gonna have issues, which doesn't make me happy. So yeah, I'm at their mercy until they get everything done. I can't really do anything as far as live streaming. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Until then, stay safe, have a great day. Bye bye. God bless.